Mayor, councillors, executives, community. Hepburn Shire has long been at the forefront of progressive change. We're the first council in Australia to move a motion in support of marriage equality. We're one of only 34 Australian councils to declare a climate emergency. That's just 6% of Australia. In ads for council vacancies this year, it says, and I quote, that CEO Evan King is leading the way to shaping a progressive future for Hepburn Shire Council. It is a selling point for both the council and the community of this shire that we are progressive. Well, just from my first simple reading, the changes to Local Law Number 2 are not conducive to a progressive future. These changes, just from a simple reading, are not demonstrably clarifications or tidying up of the law, but an entire new approach to community regulation. As others have noted, many changes to existing laws will have direct negative impact upon people's lives and well-being. Furthermore, since that first reading, I've become aware that many activities which look like they simply require a permit will never receive a permit. There is no process for it. Since that first reading, I've become aware that vague definitions of terms like event and public place, definitions which one would consider picky or irrelevant, have already led to fines interstate. Since that first reading, I've learned that other councils, truly progressive councils, have addressed safety issues like tip management and planting on nature strips with sensible guidelines and processes which actually encourage these activities. As a citizen, I'm afraid when my government, whether it's local or state or federal, tries to make things safe for me by stopping me doing things instead of helping me to do them safely. I'm afraid when my government doesn't adopt best practice when it can. I'm afraid when I'm told not to worry about vague definitions or clear contradictions. I'm afraid when I read proposed laws and find typos or missing words, logic gaps and references to other undiscoverable laws and legislation. I'm afraid when the government itself appears to be so afraid of litigation or community self-regulation that they'd consider blanketing us all in red tape. And lastly, as a citizen, I'm afraid that when virtually anything I do could be considered a prohibited offence by any council officer who feels like it. Hepburn Shire Council is much, much better than these proposed laws. I implore you to abandon the draft laws as they currently stand and engage the community in devising a series of laws which not only meet the needs and culture of Hepburn Shire community, but set a benchmark for all local governments in Australia in these matters of increasing importance for all of us and for the warming world that we all live in.